All right, y'all, we are at City on the Hill, and I have with me Art, the CEO, and I'm just gonna steal a quote that you said off your website, all right? City on the Hill is more than a faith-fueled nonprofit. We are a movement for good. Explain that a little bit for everybody.
Yeah, we think that when Jesus came to earth, he left behind a vehicle for transformation in the earth, and that is the body of Christ. And so we see ourselves as a lab for good. People come here from all over Wisconsin. Believers come to learn how do we put our faith into action. And I believe that creates movement for good in all spheres of life to make a better and a stronger Milwaukee.
Perfect. And so you have a huge building, right? And so this space right here is designated. Why are we in this space? What is it designated for?
So one of the things in the listening coming out of COVID, we've been focusing on like the need in our community is extremely deep, and it's increased from areas of mental health, all sorts of things, income, housing. And so as we step into communication with people, we're like, how do we unleash this movement for good? And one thing that is true is that we cannot fit all of Milwaukee in this building, even as massive as it is. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, we see incredible power in getting young people and families that are served in our neighborhood, giving them a platform to have a voice to change narrative on what is possible. And so what you see here, this is the future site of a podcast studio for us. So our young people get very excited, and other guests, adults too, that have a childlike heart, who want to have a platform to share their message of hope with our city. So we would like to start a podcast studio in a place that feels like home, like you're in your home, and young people can come, other guests, and build a channel where they can share messages about how did the hope of Christ, and what they've been learning on the journey together. How can we share those best practices and insights and courage and resilience with their neighbors? And that gives us scale to get the message, the word of mouth out into our city.
So when you give to Live Big, a part of what you're giving to is building a future for kids in this community to have something to do, learn a skill. Mm-hmm. And so what's going to go into this space? Because some of us don't know anything about podcasting.
Well, what we hear from our young people, right, is they don't necessarily want to wait to go to college to get a degree and learn a skill. They're following YouTube influencers that are getting a message out, that are monetizing their voice and their platform. So they're very interested for us to give them a space to actually build a multimedia studio with lighting and all the technology that is necessary to do that, and a layout, and also get in the weeds of how to prep for such a thing, and then design it, cut it up, and then use that into multiple pieces of short and long-term content that they can use to invest others in the mission of City on the Hill. So in this place right now, we will have new furniture that your investment will help us acquire. Also, all the cameras, the mics, the lighting that is going to be necessary to make this a fully operational podcast studio that our health team, our youth center, and others can leverage in as early as we can get it off the ground.
All right, and we're going to need you to do that.